Hey, Mim.
Hey, Scarlett.
Welcome back, guys. You're listening to Style Over Substance.
We're just two friends talking about our experiences working inside the fashion industry and also our observations from outside the fashion industry. It's sometimes serious, but it's definitely always a good laugh.
Always. We release new episodes every Tuesday.
So subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platforms. I've got my drink. Well, now it's my turn to introduce the new, the 30, Scarlett.
Hello.
She has joined the rest of us 30-something odds into the new decade of her life.
Yeah. New decade. Yeah. You know what? I will say, I almost feel like the last few days it felt a bit liberating. It is an age you fear. The moment you turn like 25, right? You're sort of like, oh, it's upon the horizon. Oh, and it's like, it's obviously no different. It's not that bad.
It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's no different. I feel.
Do you feel older?
Yeah. Not like aging or I don't know what it is.
The way I feel older is I already feel like out of the bracket of the 20s, and obviously I am, but like at least 29 you were clinging on for dear life. If someone was like 26, like, how old are you? You're like, oh, I'm 29. But now I'm like, I'm so much older than you.
Yeah. But when you're 29, you cannot with any fiber of you try and relate to a 21-year-old. So what's the point in being in your 20s?
Yeah.
You two are just completely different entities.
Yeah.
I feel like lockdown and everything aged me. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like physically, that period of my life aged me. And but yeah, I do feel like I'm older. How's been the first 3 days?
Yeah, you know what? It's not been too bad. I'm exhausted, and I don't think that's age just kicking in. But it's just been a busy few days, and I'm pretty tired. I already had grey hairs, so you know
that's true.
That's fine. Already had wrinkles, so you know that's fine.
Yeah.
And luckily we still tick the same box, so that's fine. I think that's going to be a hard day.
Oh, because I think
isn't it 25 to 34
29 to 34?
Oh, is it?
I think there might be a middle one. 35 is a different cohort. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely do. I got ID'd the day before my birthday, which was, you know, the ultimate treat.
Where was that?
At Waitrose. You know what? I do always get ID'd if I buy alcohol. Yeah. But she definitely was like, oh, do I need to see it? And I was like, you can see my ID. You can see it. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, well, congrats. Yeah.
Thanks.
And also, in the spirit of our last episode, when we were talking about Omega the brand, you were gifted a vintage Omega watch.
I was.
A proper vintage, not like 2 years old, like a proper.
Yeah, so it was like it was my dad's mum's. And she last wore it 40 years ago. So apparently the story behind this watch, she was an entrepreneur, and they, like, as a family, knew that she'd made it when she bought herself this watch. It was like a real like symbol of like that she had made it, and she'd like elevated their class level from being like really slumming it to like becoming middle class.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I feel very lucky. It's very sentimental, and I never got to meet her as well, so it feels very like a piece of history. And I don't really have much like that in my family. Do you?
My family's quite big on jewelry, and so I think more so like we do get gifted jewelry as commemorative. So when I was born,
I remember your 18th birthday.
Yeah, so like it's just happened throughout my life though. Like when I was born, I was given gold bangles that I used to wear permanently. And then like when I was 18, my dad got me a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And just like things like that. What else? Oh, I got like a bangle for like other birthdays and things. So yeah, jewelry is quite commemorative to us. Like my dad gave his ring to my sister, and my mum bought herself a watch as like a kind of gift to herself. So yeah, I think jewelry is quite an important one. And like also my gran had some jewelry and she had it melted down and made into like, or my mum had it melted down for her and made into like a pendant and like a longer chain.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think it's like more so than maybe your family. Have you suggested?
Yeah, I'm actually also like a really big believer in that if you get given jewelry as well, to make it into something that you would wear.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that I am quite a sentimental person, but also what good is like some gaudy ring like doing in your drawer if you'll never wear it? But if you turn it into a necklace, or if you turn it into some earrings or whatever, or a brooch, whatever, if like repurpose it, it's still the same stones. Like the setting isn't the sentimental thing. So yeah, I'm a big believer that you should make like repurpose something. Things shouldn't just live in a drawer the way they were.
Yeah. And also jewelry can get a bit scuffed and like dented and things after years. So yeah, getting it rejigged is also always a good idea. Like the royals do it. They're always repurposing those diamonds.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah.
Well, I have also done something significant.
Oh,
I signed up to the gym. First time in 2 years, and over 2 years, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm going to restart my spinning career.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to be on it again.
Watch her spin.
It's great. And there's a picture of me on my phone of when I was in Spain and I was wearing shorts, like, you know, those bicycle shorts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was all the rage like a few years ago. I was wearing bicycle shorts and my thighs looked so toned. You know, the muscle around your knee, and you're like, I can tell there's muscle there. I was just like, I need to get back to that, because it's, as I said, it's really, I feel like I've aged in my body. And if I don't do something to maintain it through like yoga and spinning and all of that, then it's just going to go downhill quickly, isn't it?
I hear you. Yeah. You can't rely on just like hope anymore.
I can't.
Like, you know, work's got to be put in there. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. And I was thinking actually that we should have an episode about gym wear.
Yeah.
Because I know that this is your area of speciality.
And I actually have quite a lot to say on gym wear and the fact that like, and
I think you could teach me the ways, because I am very bad. I am the person who goes to the gym in like random shorts and a really baggy t-shirt.
So the start of my gym journey was like that. I used to wear, well, and I was also really trying like get in shape. I'd been traveling and I'd put on a little bit of weight and I wasn't like the most confident. But I also always just used to wear, like, my dress code anyway just used to kind of be a big oversized top and like skinny jeans. So I sort of, my gym etiquette was the same, of like, I'd wear a giant t-shirt that used to be my brother's, and then like gym leggings. And then the evolution of like, then when you feel more confident in your body, and I don't want to wear like head to toe tight Gymshark stuff, because for me that's a bit too much like attention on my physique. So I've always just shied away from buying anything like that. But yeah, I think we can get into the discussion fully, and you can teach me the best brands and the best looks. Oh, I don't know about that. But yeah. What's your fashion story? So my fashion story is we have just had like a big society wedding of Nicola Petz and Brooklyn Beckham.
Oh, yes. The billionaire's daughter and the footballer's son.
And I didn't realise she's older than him.
By a few years? How many years?
She's like 27, he's 23, 24, but still like... I'm surprised at that.
I am, but you know...
Because her dad's also a much older man. So you'd... Freudian-wise, you'd think maybe... And let's say it, like Brooklyn Beckham's not mature for his age.
No, but you know these like Hollywood kids grow up quicker than us normal kids, I feel. They just experience
they're making money before like we are and all of that stuff.
They own their own houses at the age of 20 and their own cars and all of that stuff. And
so true. So the bride wore Valentino.
I need to Google this. Give me a second because I have not even...
It definitely gives me quite modern Grace Kelly vibes. Am I saying that maybe because she's blonde, small, like petite and tall? Probably, but they were sort of...
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm looking at Vogue. I will say that, sorry to cut you off, but the Beckham.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Brooklyn.
He's Brooklyn.
Who are you talking about?
Brooklyn. Romeo is the other one.
Oh, his blonde bleached hair.
The younger one.
Oh, Cruz.
Is so good looking. Brooklyn did not get the looks. I'm sorry.
You think Cruz is good looking, or you talk about Romeo with the bleached blonde hair?
Maybe it's Romeo.
I think you talk about Romeo.
Yeah. I can't remember their names. I just remember their faces. But Brooklyn looks like any guy from London, doesn't he?
My biggest bugbear, and I don't like this trend anyway, but I especially don't appreciate it for a wedding. Yeah, is that he obviously clearly shaves into his eyebrow.
Oh,
and I just think there's a time and a place, and your wedding day is not a time and a place to have like that sort of like style of eyebrow.
But what if he couldn't grow it back in time?
Oh, of course, but there's also makeup. But do you remember that craze of when we were younger and people would shave a slit in their eyebrow?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So it gives me real intense flashbacks to a sad time because that wasn't a good look for anyone.
But yeah, carry on with the dress because I've got an image now.
So yeah, she wore Valentino and she looked beautiful. She is a beautiful girl. Mm. Very demure. Is that how you say it? Demure? Mm-hmm. She looked stunning. She looked graceful. And he was in black tie, tails, very smart. But my main aspect of this fashion story is that Vicky B,
oh, of course,
she seized this opportunity. Okay. So not only was VB wearing the first ever couture Victoria Beckham dress.
Hold on. I need to
and when I say couture, it's a slinky dress with some lace on it, in my opinion. But still, it's the first time the house has done couture.
Oh, it's the
silver one with the lace on.
Yes. Oh.
I wouldn't say that's couture.
Well, in our couture episode, we made the distinction that to truly be called couture, you have to be part of the couture. You have to get that stamp to say you're a couture.
So I guess maybe it's custom. Yeah. But still, it's made to measure, whatever, la la la. But I'm sure they make loads of her clothes to measure.
Yeah.
But it's a bespoke gown. Mm-hmm. And then she also had many guests kitted out in VB, which is what we like to see. She wasn't just having a family wedding. She was there. She was thinking, she was on the feet. She had Eva Longoria. Her mum wore a bespoke outfit. Romeo's girlfriend wore Victoria Beckham, and one or two wedding guests.
I like it.
And I liked to see that. She's working hard, And I just thought if I could afford Victoria Beckham, that's what I would be wearing to that wedding as a homage to VB. But I just thought that's really great that she's not been shy about it. She's posted about it today, all of the people who've worn her looks, and like more of that than obviously about the wedding. And I just think, yeah, we're all here to work, you know?
It makes sense to me. Like, why not?
Yeah.
You could even call your Victoria Beckham outfit as a wedding favor if you don't have to pay for it and she's gifting you something.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Great guest gift.
Yeah.
The dress that she, is bespoke to her. It's nice. It's not fussy. It's I like it, but it looks like a night slip, doesn't it? The only thing that's kind of different is that it's like a true metallic silver, which is quite nice. But
apparently it was meant to resemble moonlight.
Oh, really? Okay. The Beckham boys, all four of them look great.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah. She looks stunning, and she's wearing them platform Valentino shoes, which I think is very like youthful and quite cute. Her dad's a bit of a off-brand Jeff Goldblum with that silver hair and the black glasses. But yeah,
no fashion surprises in my opinion. Like there's no like, oh my god, it's pretty safe, it's pretty classic. But more, I just loved that VB just used her opportunity to just have a little plug.
And it makes sense because people are going to be Googling what everyone wore,
and it's been like one of the most talked about things over the last few days. What I will say is, though, I have a real gripe with this, and I actually think we should maybe talk about this in an episode, that the dress that she's wearing is like one of those, as they're super popular at the moment and were in the 90s, sort of came from I guess they were used to be inspired by like a silk nightie or negligee, and they have now become like evening wear, the silky like silk slip dresses. However, what are you meant to do if you have breasts that aren't fake or itty bitty? And it just like, it really annoys me that it's a huge trend.
Yeah.
And no one really ever acknowledges like, where are my boobs meant to go? Yeah. And I know like you don't have to necessarily wear a bra, but for me, I wouldn't look nice that way.
No, they really need to expand the straps, because the straps, that's the problem. The straps are so thin that you can't really wear a supportive bra underneath the dress.
And strapless bras are so bulky because obviously they're like molded and whatever, and they like come up so high normally that then you would see it. So I feel like they just hasn't really been, I kind of almost even want like an influencer or somebody or like a brand to go, those lovely dresses that like you have to have fake boobs to pull off. You found the solution. Because I think a lot of fashion, like there's so many things we're like, well, where does my bra go? Oh my God, I can't wear pants with that. And there's so many things we're like, the average person doesn't have fake tits and like zero fat on their body. So can you tell us how we can wear this?
I will say that a slip dress that's like cut on the bias is actually quite flattering to like fuller figures.
Yeah, no, for sure it is.
Right in the,
like, where have they put their boobs? Or like,
that's the boobs thing, isn't it? That's really the issue.
So I've like recently discovered a few videos on TikTok where someone shows how to like use boob tape to try and create a bra, and they show you it for different tops. But still, I don't think that's gonna, like, if I'm walking down the street, it might hold me in. If I went to a wedding and I'm dancing, that's sure as hell not gonna.
But you remember when oh my God, sorry, Venus Williams.
Yeah, not
she
doesn't dress well anyway, does she?
But she looks cute here in this in her little day outfit. Anyway, what was I going to say? Kim K back in the day used to like tape her boobs up. It's not the most practical solution, because just think of the sweat
and the straps.
Yeah, but I think
boob tape is probably the secret savior that people don't reveal.
Yeah, exactly. I think now that there are brands that are coming up with more and more kind of adhesive options, but just to kind of like smooth out the under boob so you don't feel like it's as saggy, and to cover the nips. It's not going to give you the fuller kind of rounded,
the shape you want necessarily,
shape that you're used to, but it's going to like not make you feel like your tits by your ankles at the very least.
I think for me it's more like they might be fine from the beginning, but then by like gravity sort of like would get in the way at some point. So it's like anything, right? Just before you eat, your stomach looks great in a dress or something like that, and then you've eaten a bit, had a few drinks, and you're like, that's not how I thought I left the house. And it's the same, like if you're not wearing a bra, like your boobs don't necessarily sit in the exact place you want them to always sit.
But Victoria doesn't have these issues.
No, she doesn't. But yeah. We interrupt this broadcast to say, go follow us on Instagram. Our handle is @StyleOverSubstance pod. There you'll find our weekly fashion topics, all the stuff that we discuss in each episode, and our polls.
Or reach out to us at StyleOverSubstancePodcast@gmail.com for new suggestions of topic discussions, or even to share your own fashion stories. We also have a YouTube channel, Style Over Substance Podcast, if you'd rather listen to our episodes over there.
Back to the episode.
This week, we are talking about buying and selling on TikTok. Now, we've spoken a lot about TikTok because we both love TikTok. It's a great place. But for me, none of the people that I follow or none of my suggested videos really have much to do with actually buying junk on the app.
Neither.
I don't get suggested like those teenagers dancing on the app either. Maybe I just live in another like parallel universe on TikTok, but...
Or maybe you completed the algorithm pretty well.
It's never been suggested to me. Has it been to you? All
those, the dancing stuff, yeah. But that's when it also was in like lockdown and that stuff was going very viral.
Oh, I see.
I have a weird breadth of stuff that gets like suggested to me. But I would say, I don't really get much like interactive shopping stuff that I'm aware of.
Yep, neither do I. But I did come across a live that was suggested to me. And it was this woman, I believe she's based out in China, and she was selling designer scarves. Now, don't sue me, but
designer?
I'm pretty sure these weren't genuine designer scarves because she was selling them at £30 a pop.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. But that kind of just inspired us to talk about, this big trend of buying and selling on what is arguably the most popular app out there right now.
Yeah, so at the moment, there's also like a real trend of a hashtag for your video of TikTok made me buy it. That is really doing the rounds, and it like presents itself in the algorithm probably like with all the most popular videos. And so that just shows that like the phenomenon there is with TikTok, and of course like YouTube, you then get people monopolizing on it, and that took YouTube a while, I would say, to monopolize and have ads and integrate all of that. and Instagram has been a bit quicker, and TikTok is huge, and so of course they're gonna adopt that. And even during lockdown, those TikTok leggings,
yes,
which had like the ruched bit, which made your bum look big. They were gross, like they weren't nice, but everyone got them because they just wanted to make a TikTok wearing them. But that is because a video on TikTok can go viral for kind of no damn reason. It makes so much sense to have like a shopping thing on there too, because say it's just me. The beauty of TikTok is on like YouTube or Instagram, it's a hard graft. You don't go viral overnight. It's a graft. You have to grow your platform slow and steady. Whereas on TikTok, I could post a video of me using like a certain beauty product, and that could go viral overnight. And then everyone wants to know what product that was. And then that product can sell out. And then people won't know me again for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you gotta get in on that.
Yeah, well, I think the nature of technology and apps and social media is that they are going to find ways to make money, these app developers, because these apps are free for us to use and upload and to be entertained by. And so it's inevitable that at some point they're going to introduce new features to the apps that enable us to shop, to sell things, to recommend products, to get commission via all of that stuff. It's just inevitable that it's going to happen. Like, as you said, it took a long time for YouTube to kind of implement like memberships and sponsored content and all of that. And but you know, Facebook did it, and Snapchat did it, and all of that. What's really interesting is that for the West, at least, TikTok is like the newest kid on the block when we talk about like mega apps, like super popular apps. It's only really since like COVID that, you know, our hemisphere really in any like full force jumped on TikTok, from my understanding, from what I'm like aware of. And so it still works like Instagram used to, in that you were suggested things solely on your interests, and the algorithm feels still quite organic. As you said, like people can just put up content that really resonates and it spreads like wildfire, and people who's only got like 1,000 followers can have that one video that's got like 5 million views, because it's just like more organic and people are just sharing it and loving it, as opposed to, you know, the hard toil that you have to do, YouTube and all of that. Like, it's so much more difficult to become popular on those other platforms, I think. So yeah, I think it's just inevitable that you were going to get a shopping features on here. What I will say is that the hashtag TikTok made me do it, as you said. It makes me wonder, and I'd like to hear your opinion. Like, I think it just encourages people to buy this stuff, not because they actually want it, but because they're just trying to hop on the trend. And in turn, it makes that item popular, even if it's shit. So it's in no way a good indication of whether, like, should I buy that myself? You know, like, at least with YouTube, you were watching quite lengthy reviews on something, and you feel like you can get a better understanding of whether that product is for you. On TikTok, it's mostly just like, oh, I've bought this 2-liter water bottle, and even though I'm never going to drink this much water in my life, I've bought this water bottle because I know this is the trend. You know, what's your thought?
Yeah, no, I think that's actually so true, because even when it comes like the dance videos or whatever, that you don't necessarily like the song you're doing a dance to. It has no affiliation to anything. You just hop on what's a trend and what's viral. And I guess the equivalent of that on YouTube used to be like different tags that would do the round, probably like 5 years ago. But now it's sort of, it'll be like, I bought this, let me tell you like what it was like. And even just bought this, but this is what I received. And I think because of this nature of like, especially TikTok is a younger person platform. We're probably not the right age for it, being in our 30s.
Speak for yourself. Yeah.
But a lot of the aim of the game is sort of thinking that your career could be on social media or sort of the numbers game. We're quite fortunate that wasn't too prominent in our lives. Like, how many people like our picture or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if you're like, well, if I buy that and make a TikTok, then like guaranteed this or whatever. I think just people love that idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you get people buying things just for the sake of it. Which is ironic because actually you don't need that for TikTok, in my opinion.
You don't.
I think that is an Instagram, YouTube thing of the trends.
Yes.
But the different things that are viral, there are people on TikTok who make like ASMR videos. There are people who make those quick cooking videos. There are girls who show you their Zara hauls. There are people who do dances. There are people who just like prank their friends. There are people who sing on it. It is not like, it is so diverse. You can find your niche.
Yeah. And you can blow up for a reason that you would have never expected.
So it's kind of the one platform I almost feel like you don't need to follow in the footsteps of someone. And actually unique ideas are probably the most welcomed.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all suckers and we're all trained to think that way, I guess, in some capacity. But I mean, I'm guessing you've never bought something after seeing on TikTok.
No, as I said, I'm not really my TikTok algorithm doesn't actually suggest those shopping videos to me or like buy this sort of thing. I don't get suggested that at all. I'm the sort of person who likes to train my algorithm. Like, I don't like things I don't like, and I skip ads all the time because I'm hoping that it will get the picture, which it does. So no, I haven't really been exposed to much shopping. And I will say that even if they suggested a lot of hauls videos and shopping videos, it wouldn't interest me. It's just not conducive. The platform and like its format is not conducive to getting entertaining content for hauls. Like, YouTube is that place. I think haul videos and shopping videos on YouTube are like a relaxing experience, not a 3-minute video with music in the background or like the most popular music clip in the background. So no, but also my second thought is, doing research for this video, I realized that most of the stuff that's being flogged, if you search like hashtags and stuff, you can easily just get from AliExpress. Have you ever been on AliExpress? Yeah. Okay, cool. Everyone's shopped on AliExpress. You could just go there. And I don't know, it just seems like you've walked into one of those, those random shops where you buy like random stuff, like a Poundland almost.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell you to buy this for 99p, buy that for 99p. And you're like, don't need to really.
Yeah, I think, and also I think it works maybe for something like a beauty product. I think beauty products like a mascara or something like that, it's really quick and easy to do that with. However, there's a fine balance, and I was reading up about this before the episode, that they've got to strike the right balance of people just like TikTok for escapism. It's for like anything. We like YouTube for that. And so if your favorite YouTuber is just constantly flogging you stuff, it gets a bit annoying. And so for TikTok, they've got to find that balance too, that you don't want every single video to be pushing your product, have a link to like click, all of that stuff. So it's got to find the right balance of us still like us forgetting that we're a consumer, because of course business is business, but also like I kind of just do want to see like funny videos about dogs, or someone cooking a great meal, or someone making pasta from scratch without someone trying to sell me a pasta maker, or you know.
Yeah. I mean, Instagram really doesn't care about balance.
No.
It will sell you something.
I hate at the moment that Instagram shows too many people that I don't follow on my feed.
It's the sponsored posts.
No, but it's not even sponsored. It's like a suggestion, I guess, to follow. And I don't follow you for a reason. Like, leave me be.
I want to see. Listen, I would sign my name on the petition for Instagram to go back to chronology in a heartbeat.
Apparently, you can do it now. Apparently,
I heard they were thinking about doing it.
If you click the Instagram sign.
Sorry, listeners, this is very important. Go on.
And you press following.
So I press the Instagram sign, following, yeah?
Then that gives you a chronological order timeline.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And this is just people I know?
The people that you follow, yeah.
Stop it. This is amazing.
But you know what has made me realise? I follow too many people that I couldn't give less of a shit about.
But that's the thing, because you haven't seen their content in so long.
Yeah, and I haven't engaged with it clearly. So like I've not seen it so.
Oh, this is me. I'm going to do some housekeeping.
Yeah, I need to do some housekeeping. Yeah.
But
also the beauty of TikTok really is, although I do follow some people, I actually never go on my followed page, because they find their way onto my For You page anyway. So there's sort of something way more organic, and like that's what I want from TikTok. Instagram, I want to see the people that I've asked to see. TikTok, I kind of want you to surprise me or send me a video my way that I don't really like know. So that's quite hard in terms of shopping. If I don't even know what content I want to consume, for you to send me the appropriate product.
But that's the thing about shopping, is both of us, we admit
they push something on you that you didn't even realize you wanted.
Didn't know you needed, but now you need it. We both have a lot of clothes, and we know we have a lot of clothes, and we know we don't need it, but that doesn't stop us. And if we see something enough times,
I know,
and that it's nice, and someone styled it well.
Instagram knows I'm going on holiday. It's hard work. It's hard work.
No days off for Marky Mark. But yeah, I think that there's like a magic that could be captured there on TikTok, that if you suggest things to me that are genuinely cool and that I like, and it just springs up on my For You page, that could be a really good way of getting to people. Because right now I think we're getting a little bit like, I speak for millennials, like we're getting Instagram fatigue. And as we move on to TikTok, and there's a lot of older people on TikTok as well, I think being surprised could really work on us. That's when they're going to get our money. But we have to move away from like cheap AliExpress objects that might work for teenagers who have limited funds, who just want cute things for their bedroom, who I
don't want to order something that's worth £3, but it's going to take me 10 weeks to get here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I think that, I know we're comparing apps, but I think it's necessary. Instagram has done a really good job, like a concerted effort to capture.
My ads are far too expensive for me to own. Yeah,
exactly. Luxury fashion, because they have like a fashion director who like the sole purpose.
Oh, I get such beautiful brands that I wish I could afford. Yeah,
exactly. And the curation of everything really lends itself to that. Like,
whereas like, TikTok is very much like, oh, you like this? It's actually only cost you 33p.
It's relatable. It's the relatable app, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when they do.
But I also think you can very much tell that it's like a Chinese founder and a Chinese company,
for sure.
because obviously AliExpress is a Chinese company.
Yeah.
And it just has that different, like, I actually get on TikTok, this lady, I'm not sure where she's from, but she basically has, I feel like she maybe lives in like Korea, just because of how like uniformed everything is, which is probably a bit of a weird thing to say, but she literally has a gadget for everything.
Oh my god, yes, she gets suggested. She like walks into her house,
and then like she's got her house shoes, and then she's got like something that dispenses toothpaste for her. She's got something that does this, and it's amazing.
Brilliant.
It's mad that these things exist. But I also think all those things cost her about £2.
Yeah.
Like I don't. So that's what it makes me think of. Is like TikTok is because it was born in the Chinese culture. They like haven't, I guess, yet got regional managers to redirect adverts or something. I don't know, but it's a very different feel from Instagram.
We're all getting those same videos.
Yeah,
that everyone in China's getting.
I know. Yeah, true.
But you're right.
That lady is very organized. It's not my life, but
you're right in that TikTok might not be the high fashion girl that we used to over on Instagram, but their niche is definitely that. Here's the gadgets for your home that you're going to need, because I love those videos.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get enough of them, but they're great. Am I going to buy all that shit? No, because it's more things for me to clean in my house. But I'm going to be like, oh, where's that toothpaste dispenser? Where's that mop for my shower?
Oh, it's actually only £3. Oh my God, it's only this. Yeah.
Yeah. If they could, like, you know how they do in Instagram where everything is tagged and you can click on the ticket and then it takes you to the website. They implemented that for those videos. I think that would be their niche. Yeah. But you're right. It's not as polished, and therefore we're not going to want to spend our money.
It's more human. And so for me, it's not going to pull me in, because actually I think I respond better actually to a polished thing.
Aspirational.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want the life I have. I want someone else's life.
But like, I think that is it though. You want aspirational things, like even like I was saying this to my flatmate. She's like, oh, I really wanted like this kind of jacket when I went away. I was like, this is what we do. We envisage that we're someone else when we go somewhere. And like, even like I'm going away in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, I want to get some nice swimwear because I'm going to look toned. How am I going to get toned in 2 weeks?
No, it's not going to happen.
But I'm like believing this lovely swimwear will make it happen. And it's just like, it's madness, but that's what we've been sold. And you would kind of rather be sold that than, oh, well, I could buy those house shoes that are £2 and have them in every color. And then I could have that weird like toothpaste dispenser and a dispenser for this, and then a cage for that, and everything has its place.
But yeah, I hope that TikTok retains that level of
humanity.
Yeah, humanity and just like normality as well, because I think that's really where it thrives. And back onto my point about the lady who came up on my For You page, and it was a live, and she was flogging her goods.
Yeah.
Not her goods, but you know, her
she was flogging her goods.
She was selling fake designer scarves and handbags. So she had like the Lady Dior, she had LV scarves, Gucci scarves, all of this. And there was like 1,000 people watching this live, or maybe even more, but it was like a significant number of people. People were commenting constantly. And she would say, oh, this is item number 9. She would put it on, she would model it, and people would get a sense of what the product felt and like felt on the body. Yeah. And I think that's another example of how shopping on TikTok is more relatable, because on Instagram we have this not imposter syndrome, but like fake it till you make it. People aren't so forthcoming as much, I think partly because of policy guidelines on the app, but people aren't going to say this is a fake, it's trying to be Dior but it's actually fake, and I bought it from this shop. I think policy guidelines would come down on you hard and say you cannot be selling or promoting fake items because of copyright. So people are less likely to get on Instagram and say, I bought this dupe, I bought this fake, and here you can buy this fake in the same place.
Yeah.
Whereas, so what happens on Instagram is like we fake this rich lifestyle. You know, people are buying fakes, or they're getting things on loan, or they're borrowing things, or they're buying things and then doing outfits of the day and then returning it back to the shop, pretending like they can afford this lifestyle. Whereas on TikTok, it's like, girls, I know you don't have the money, I don't have the money, but let me tell you where I got this £30 LV
Let me tell you how to abracadabra.
Yes. So it's like we're all living the same life, the same reality on TikTok, and we're not ashamed about it. No. It's like, you know, when we have those videos like, stitch this and tell me, like, when was the last time you did? It's those really relatable videos.
Yeah.
And so I think that's like, it could only happen on TikTok to blatantly sell fakes.
Yeah, so true. And actually so many viral videos even are like people being like, they're making fun of somebody who has bought a gadget that isn't necessary. So one guy that I often get, it will be, I don't even know what a good example is, but it will be something that's, they've got a certain type of maybe grater for their cheese, or they bought a certain type of knife. Oh, great example, a bagel slicer.
Okay.
And so someone's doing a video of like trying to be like Emily Mariko or whatever her name is. I love her, by the way, but I don't know what her name is. And so someone's doing like making a bagel, preparing it. And then he's like, hang on. And he looks up how much a bagel slicer is, and it's maybe $40. Okay. And he's like, hang on, come with me for a second. Yeah. And he goes into the kitchen and gets just a regular butter knife, regular dinner knife, and cuts the bagel open. And he's like, you spent $40 on something that you already have the means to do in your kitchen. And I think only on TikTok there can be videos going viral berating people spending on those. Like, that's the beauty of it, right? So then these shopping things, and I guess naturally do fall to be more like AliExpress and knockoffs and things, because it's the people's platform. Should we call it that? The people's platform.
Oh, that's a good tagline.
Hire me TikTok. Trademark.
Trademark.
Today's date and time.
It is 12.
But yeah, I think that there's something really nice about that. And also, I guess it's got to be distinctive. It's got to be different, because obviously Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same place. I don't really visit Facebook, but I imagine it does a pretty similar thing to Instagram. I don't know.
Hole of despair. I don't go on Facebook at all. So if I don't say happy birthday to you, it's because I don't know when your birthday is.
The only reason I have Facebook is to remember birthdays. However, I do need to export them off there, because fewer and fewer people are on there to remember it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So also what I did see on TikTok is someone or some company or whatever, they were saying, oh, I bought this item. It was like, I bought it just for 99p. There's a lot of 99p hauls. And I saw they had bought Real Techniques brushes. And I was...
That's got to be a fake.
Yes, must be. And I was like, who's
doing a fake of those? Who's doing a fake of that?
Someone. If you get successful enough, someone's gonna rip off your stuff.
Wow.
They looked very real. But yeah, and then there's this other shop called Now Rain. that I came across today, and their website is like, you know, the cheap side of ASOS. The cheap side of ASOS, yeah. Not like the brand.
Under £10 stuff.
Yeah. Their website looked just like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to lie. Some of this stuff looks kind of good. Now, will it look good when it turns up? I don't know. But there's more and more businesses in the West are trying to hop on this TikTok trend because they see how viral things can go. But I think that there's a lot of these cheaper brands which are actually doing well. It's not all just about knockoff and AliExpress items. I think there are genuinely some cheaper retailers, like fashion retailers, that are making decent money off TikTok. And I think we're only just going to see more of that.
Yeah, for sure. And also there's probably so many of those sorts of websites that we aren't aware of. I only found AliExpress through TikTok.
Seriously? Is that recent development?
Like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years.
Yeah.
Someone was doing some like journaling, some nice stickers.
Oh, listen, that's the place to go for planner stuff.
Yeah, I know. But the funny thing is that some like, oh, it's from AliExpress, and obviously everything's only like £1.99. But someone's ordered like 50 quid's worth of stuff from there, you know, it's madness. So it's still is indulgent, and it's still it's not like someone spent £3, and also the shipping, I guess, is probably more than that anyway. But yeah, I don't think I'd ever, if TikTok sort of had their own, how we talked about Amazon fashion last week, again, that's not something I would be on board with. I think it's fine to provide a link. Should they maybe curate them? Probably. But it's the people's platform, isn't it?
You're really going to milk that, aren't you?
I'm going to really milk that, you know.
I'll put that on our Instagram. But yeah, with TikTok, there is like this whole other side. And I'm sure you get suggested videos on it. And it's more like, I get a lot of fashion history videos. And one that I came across today was a video about this woman. She buys vintage, and she has a vintage Elsa Scarparelli coat. And she'd actually, I'm going to let you in on something. She said that there's a website called Vintage Fashion Guild. And if you want to buy secondhand or vintage stuff, you can go through their like library of their database, let's say the fashion database, and see what year the garment was made based on like the label and its details and things. And I was like, wow, I get a whole education about fashion. Yeah. And not just fashion, but also like vintage furniture on TikTok. And I think that particularly in like the West, there's like massive scope to kind of like monetize that.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like, especially if they're, like you're saying, those things are successful and they're doing well. That's all we're going to do anyway, is monetize it. But also that's, I guess, the beauty, isn't it? A website that you've never discovered before, and that's why this shopping platform is on here, because videos are finding you that maybe wouldn't on a regular algorithm. And so then it is so much more opportunist for different website, different shop fronts, whatever, to be found by somebody who wouldn't ever normally find them when it comes to the Facebook or Instagram algorithm. So it's a huge potential for somebody to be for this platform to kind of be as accessible and random as it is. Yeah,
definitely.
And also I wouldn't mind betting that sort of, I know Instagram stuff is very sort of, oh, you've been looking at swimsuits, here's swimsuits. But I also wouldn't mind betting that we get quite similar adverts from time to time. Whereas I would feel like TikTok is such a unique algorithm. Like, I don't think in my head, nobody gets the videos I get on Instagram, on TikTok, because I've engaged with it in a different way than you have, in a different way that like the next person has. So we've all got our unique timeline. Whereas I think that's only so true on a platform like Instagram.
Yeah, I think you're right. But then these viral videos are going viral because lots of us are watching.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
Believe that we've got this unique combination of videos. But yeah, anyway, that's what makes it exciting, and it'll be interesting to see how this app develops, and no doubt rivals Instagram, because Instagram's already trying to implement a lot of features from TikTok onto over there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it develops into something much more. It could be like the Weibo. You know how in China?
That's what I feel like it is. It really reminds me of that anyway. And it's because, like, for people who don't know, Weibo is basically, it's your Facebook, it's your Instagram, it is your shopping platform, it has your card details saved, you do everything on there. It's your WhatsApp, like everything. It's like WeChat, Weibo, everything is on this one platform. And so then it almost has created the most perfect algorithm, because it knows how you spend your money because your bank details are tied to it. It knows what your friends talk about because your WhatsApp's attached to it. It knows what you're consuming because you're on Instagram on it, etc., etc. And TikTok gives me that kind of it's a much more watered down vibe, but it feels heavily inspired by WeChat and Weibo.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. But yeah, you got anything else on the TikTok topic?
I just don't need another platform pushing me to buy for something, you know.
Oh God!
How do you feel in a no spend? How does that feel for you when you're trying to?
Oh well, let's not talk about my no spend.
No. This isn't to like drag you, but how is it as a person on a no spend sort of cycle?
I don't even know if I can even say I'm on a no spend anymore.
Who's trying to consciously buy less?
Okay.
How is it that you go on any social platform and it is trying to push you to buy something when you're trying to be in a different mindset?
Yeah. TikTok, as I've kind of mentioned,
it's not working.
I skip the adverts. The adverts are a bit too blatant, really.
Yeah.
They never really encourage me to buy stuff. It's more the insidious advertising that does. So TikTok, I don't have a problem with, because most of the videos that are suggested to me are completely unrelated to buying stuff that I could ever get my hands on. It's just like vintage fashion, or it's like the most random life events and random stories. Instagram, however, a lot of the people I follow are in a completely different tax bracket to me. And they're aspirational, and at most they would encourage me to buy like the cheaper version, be like, oh, I'd love to recreate that look.
Yes.
Or I might hold out and buy that in 6 months when I have an event to go to or something like that. But so yeah, I don't too much have that problem unless I like, it's going to sound weird, but it's like, unless I let it into my heart, you know?
No.
It's one of those things where the moment you start to think to yourself, like, I'm open for buying something, is when you're going to be looking for things to buy, isn't it?
Interesting.
I think I'm more influenced by like people who can style things really well, and I'm like, I want to wear that to this event at some point. I think, having said that, if I were more into makeup, because makeup per unit is a lot cheaper, it's like £5 to £10, £15, you know, that sort of price range per item, I could easily buy a lot more makeup. If that was something I gravitated towards, it would cause me to buy makeup all the time, because I do follow quite a few makeup artists, and I just watch them because I think they look cute, and they use like really nice color combos and stuff, and I'm like, oh, you look great. But if I was someone who's really into makeup, I'd be buying stuff all the time, because it would just be cheap for me to participate in that, you know. What about you?
I don't find that TikTok is really is that place for me. I don't know if I just don't engage with that content, or it hasn't found me. But yeah, it hasn't found me, luckily. Like that's not affecting my spending habits, thankfully.
Yeah, same. And I really, really want it to stay the way it
is. I want, and long may it stay that way.
Yeah. But I think TikTok's an interesting app for selling things, because it gets the reputation that it's for just really young Gen Zers, and it's really not. There is so many people who are a lot older than us who are TikTok famous, can we say, who are in their 60s and 70s, and
the guy who's representing the UK in Eurovision, that's only from TikTok. He's not in his 20s. But also, it has now almost become like a mandatory field that a lot of influencers need to have. It's a TikTok presence. So it can't be for kids.
And also, like, when we talk about spending, those who have the most buying power are not people in their teens. I think we've spoken about this in a few episodes past, like a year ago or something. Those who are targeted often don't have the money, or they have to ask their parents for the money. And those who do have the means to really buy into trends and buy constantly, I think that TikTok could do a good job of it, because there's a lot of older people who are on that app. And
have you bought
looking like?
Did your algorithm like give you shopping on TikTok? Maybe we're just different.
I think that's it. Well, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Style Over Substance, guys.
Don't forget to check out our Instagram or Spotify to respond to this week's poll.
Bye.